told us that they were going to strike Iran. So if Israel struck Iran, then we believed Iran was going to strike us. Therefore, we had to strike Iran. This is beyond parody.
Yeah, I remember my drive. I did. And, shout out to Ben, or the Midas, you know what I'm saying, family here, man, because, this is the most bulliest shit I ever heard, man. I'ma hit Todd because I know the homie Fred's gonna hit him, and Todd knows I'm cool with Fred, so I know that once Fred hits Todd, Todd's gonna hit me, so I'm just gonna hit Todd before Fred even hits Todd. Cause me and Fred gonna hit Todd anyway. So, but Fred's gonna hit him, and then Todd's gonna hit me, so I might as well hit him. Just listen to this bully ass excuse, man, and we're gonna get some receipts, man.
I'm just gonna play for you what Marco Rubio said earlier. He said it was imminent because Israel told us, Netanyahu told us, that they were going to strike Iran. So if Israel struck Iran, then we believed Iran was going to strike us. Therefore, we had to strike Iran. This is beyond parody, except this is real life. Do you realize what you're saying, Marco Rubio? So it wasn't, you went on the offense because you believed that if Iran had to defend itself from an invasion of Israel or an attack from Israel, that then they were going to strike the U.S. Do you realize what?
Because they're going to respond to you slapping them in the face. I know Todd's he ain't no punk. He's going to want to hit something. And since we're going to hit him anyway, I might as well hit him first because he's going to hit me after I hit him. Why'd you hit Todd? Because I knew he was going to hit me back. If I hit him, he was going to hit me back. So I had to hit him. This is not no play, man. This is really what these fools are saying. The smugs, the soulless, incubator babies.
You're saying, Rubio? This is what you're saying out loud, too? I mean, listen to it for yourself, everybody. Play this clip.
There absolutely was an imminent threat, and the imminent threat was that we knew that if Iran was attacked, and we believed they would be attacked, that they would immediately come after us. And we were not going to sit there and absorb a blow before we responded, because the Department of War assessed that if we did that, if we waited for them to hit us first after they were attacked, and by someone else, Israel attacked them, they hit us first, and we waited for them to hit us, we would suffer more casualties and more deaths.
So we knew Israel was going to hit them. And Iran knows that this corporation's in bed with the corporation of Israel and would respond by retaliating against the U.S. and Israel because they don't like bullies either. And they've been waiting on the war against the great Satan anyway. And you knew that. So you might as well just hit them, Trump, right? Because they're going to hit you back anyway. So you might as well hit him. And look, he says this with a straight face, man.
We went proactively in a defensive way to prevent them from inflicting higher damage. Had we not done so, there would have been hearings on Capitol Hill about how we knew that this was going to happen.
Yeah, you knew, because that's your homie Israel. And it's not defense, it's offense, because both of y'all are planning on hitting Todd. Todd is Iran. Both of y'all going to hit Todd. Fred is Israel. U.S. is U.S. Both of y'all gonna hit Todd. What do you mean? We took a defensive position. You was gonna gang up on Todd.
And we didn't act preemptively to prevent more casualties and more loss of life.
Then Marco Rubio repeats it again, just so there's no misunderstanding. He goes, I've been asked, why did we invade Iran now? And then he said, because Israel was going to invade Iran first, and if they did that, we believed Iran was going to strike U.S. interests, so therefore we had to attack Iran first. What the hell are you saying? That's why? Maybe you tell Israel, don't do that. We're negotiating a deal. What are you doing? Here, play this clip.
The second question that's been asked is, why now? Well, there's two reasons why now. The first is it was abundantly clear that if Iran came under attack by anyone, the United States or Israel or anyone.
Whoa, oh, you know you messed up now, Rubio. You know you messed up, right? Before you just said Israel, now you said by anyone, United States or Israel, which makes it abundantly clear how much more bully shit you was just kicking. Because now you're saying if we attacked Iran, it was going to attack us back, so we had to attack. If we slap Todd, Todd might slap us back, so we had to slap Todd because he might slap us back. That's why you start a fight? Because I know if that dude, if I hit him, he's going to hit me. So I got to hit him? Is this what you really saying?
When they were going to respond against the United States, the orders had been delegated down to the field commanders. It was attacked by anyone, the United States or Israel. Or asked is, why now? Well, there's two reasons why now. The first is it was abundantly clear that if Iran came under attack by anyone, the United States or Israel or anyone, they were going to respond against the United States. The orders had been delegated down to...
Yes, they were going to respond if the United States slapped them, they would slap you back. I mean, this is insanity, man. This is the puppet show.
There's two reasons why now. The first is it was abundantly clear that if Iran came under attack by anyone, the United States or Israel or anyone, they were going to respond against the United States. The orders had been delegated down to the field commanders. It was automatic, and in fact, it bared to be true because, in fact, within an hour of the initial attack on the leadership compound, the missile forces in the south and in the north, for that matter, had already been activated to launch.
Because you just killed their leader. And you already knew they was going to retaliate if you slapped them in the face.
Any questions, please?
Mr. President, did Israel force your hand to launch these strikes against Iran? Did Netanyahu pull the United States into this war?
No, I might have forced their hand. You see, we were having negotiations.
Now, that's an interesting point. He said, I might have forced their hand when it was suggested before that we struck Iran because Israel was going to strike them anyway. And she said, well, did Israel force your hand? Now, in that scenario, yes, Israel would clearly be forcing your hand because you thought if Israel struck Iran, they were going to retaliate and hit you. So because you knew and had exquisite intelligence that Israel is going to strike Todd, Fred's going to strike Todd, you had to hit Todd first. That is forcing your hand, but then you say, no, I might have forced their hand, which means you were going to do it anyway. And you only struck them because you thought they were going to hit you back. It's crazy, with no receipts.
Negotiations with these lunatics. And it was my opinion that they were going to attack first. They were going to attack. If we didn't do it, they were going to attack.
An opinion is not receipts.
Attack first. I felt strongly about that. And we have great negotiators, great people that do this very successfully and have done it all their lives very successful. And based on the way the negotiation was going, I think they were going to attack first. And
attack? Like, what does that mean? What were they going to do? What were they planning on doing? What city? Where? California, New York? Where, man? What were they going to hit? Who were they going to affect? No receipts.
I didn't want that to happen. So if anything, I might have forced Israel's hand. But Israel was ready and we were ready. And we've had a very, very powerful impact because virtually everything they have has been knocked out now. Their missile count is going way down. Amazingly, they're hitting countries that were, let's call them neutral, right? They lived together for a long time. I think they were surprised. I was surprised. And now those countries are all fighting against them and fighting strongly against them. Someday they'll write a story and they'll say why they did that. But they hit countries that had nothing to do with what's going on. They were sort of leaving everything alone. All of a sudden they had missiles shot in, which shows you the level of evil that we're dealing with. They'll hit people that were actually at least somewhat friendly, and they had no problems with it. Also hitting only civilian places, hotels and apartment buildings, and we're hitting them where it is much more appropriate. We're hitting them very hard. And the the big scale hitting goes now. They no longer have air protection. They no longer have any detection facilities at all left. And so they're gonna be in for a lot of hurt. These are bad people. These are people they killed. I guess it's 35,000. It's coming out 35,000 over there. They want to have immunity. They're asking for immunity. In this case, we have.
We're Phoenix Energy.
I'm just belly flopping, man. He's just talking the same points. They're scared of us, immunities.
Beaten militarily from the military standpoint. They're still lobbing some missiles. Be dead also, based on reports. So I guess you have a third wave coming in. Pretty soon we're not going to be dead also, based on reports from that group that is dead. And now we have another group. They may be dead also, based on reports. So I guess you have a third wave coming in. Pretty soon we're not going to know anybody. But we have, I mean, Venezuela was so incredible because we did the attack and we kept government totally intact.
Venezuela cannot be compared to Iran, man, in terms of who you are jamming up. You know what I mean? The infrastructure in Venezuela is all post-invasion because you invaded all the Americas. You invaded Mount Roraima. You invaded all this. Whatever you put up there is what you put in there. But Iran? Man, but we know it's a puppet show. And they know each other very well. You know, they've all been working together for quite some time, you know. But it's foolish to try to compare the infrastructure militarily and all this stuff of Iran and Venezuela.
And we have Delcy, who's been very good. We have the whole chain of command, and they've been, you know, look, the relationship's been great. We've taken out 100 million barrels of oil already, and a big part of that goes to them, and a big part goes to us. And it's been great. We paid for the war many times over.
So that's why you invaded Venezuela, that you said it wasn't oil, right? But you knew you was going to jam up the oil over there, so you was already getting all the American resources ready, because we probably got the most oil out of everybody. Fucking bullies, man.
In fact, those had already been pre-positioned. The third is the assessment that was made that if we stood and waited for that attack to come first before we hit them, we would suffer much higher casualties. And so the president made...
Now you got to prove that it was going to come first. You just said it was imminent that you or Israel would attack them. And now you're saying, but if we waited for them to hit us first, but you don't have no evidence that they was going to hit you first. Matter of fact, according to the books, you hit them first. You can't say, well, I hit him first because I thought he might hit me first. He didn't take no swings at you. You got no proof. It was just in your head. Bullies, man, trying to act like somebody else is bullies and then try to act like they're all some evil, this and this and that. When you start this whole fight, this whole gang of smugs, man.
Made the very wise decision. We knew that there was going to be an Israeli action. We knew that that would precipitate an attack against American forces. And we knew that if we didn't preemptively go after them before they launched those attacks, we would suffer higher casualties and perhaps even higher those killed. And then we would all be here answering questions about why we knew that and didn't act.
And then just so you see, this is the talking point of these demons. And I'm trying to think of...
Ooh, pop off my Midas. The talking point of these demons is the talking point of these WIGHTs.
the right word for them, of these demons. MAGA Mike Johnson, the Republican Speaker of the House, he then says, we had to do it. It's common sense. Israel was going to attack first, then they would attack us, so we had to attack first with Israel. What? Here, play this clip.
They had to evaluate the threats to the U.S., to our troops, to our installations, to our assets in the region and beyond. And they determined, because of the exquisite intelligence that we had, that if Israel fired upon Iran and took action against Iran to take out the missiles, then they would have immediately retaliated against U.S. personnel and assets. We have troops in harm's way, and we have many Americans in the region, and that was of great concern.
And then Donald Trump's ambassador to the United
And assets. We have troops in the U.S. To our troops, to our installations, to our assets in the region and beyond, and they determined, because of the exquisite intelligence that we had,
because we are in bed with Israel, because that's the homie Fred, and Fred told us, hey, I'm a slap Todd in the back of the head. So we had exquisite evidence because Fred told us, because that's the homie, that we was going to attack Todd. We knew that's going to happen, so we might as well just dope fiend him first. Bang! We might as well just break Todd off, man, with an elbow before Fred can get to him and slap him in the head, because we know we got exquisite evidence that Israel's going to hit him first, our homie. And then they're going to try to hit us, so we might as well hit them, because we knew we was going to gang up on them anyway.
The exquisite intelligence that we had, that if Israel fired upon Iran and took action against Iran to take out the missiles, then they would have immediately retaliated against U.S. personnel and assets. We have troops in harm's way, and we have many Americans in the region, and that was of...
Look at this thing. Look at the guy behind him. Can't even believe what he's hearing, but just look at their faces. Like, they don't even look human. Do they look human, man? What is human? What is human anyway? But this ain't it, man. What is this, man?